Hello there and welcome back to the channel. Now, with us finishing the Paynes Creek killings last week, thoroughly enjoyed that. Well done, EQ Studios. I felt it only right that we should dive into their new game called Scene Investigators. Now, this is going to be a one-shot because it is just a demo. The full game is due out next year, 2023. I don't think it has an actual date month yet attached to it, just the year 2023. So it's going to be out next year. It's going to be on the similar lines to Paynes Creek. I think it's a little bit more contained though, because we are going to be investigating crime scene. In the demo, I think it's just one room in the demo. I'm assuming that in the main game there's going to be like multiple rooms to check and kind of like a little bit of a broader area to check. Now, much like Paynes Creek, there will be no hand holding. It's not going to tell you what to do and where to go and how to do everything. We're going to have to work it out for ourselves. Outside of the controls, obviously. We have to work out what happened at this crime scene, and I think we are answering some questions. We've got to answer specific questions and work out who the suspect is. So, sounds interesting to me. Sounds a little bit up my street. Hopefully it's up yours too. If you enjoyed Paynes Creek, I'm going to assume you're going to enjoy this one as well. Now, if you do like this episode and like the look of this game, do by all means head over to the EQ Studios page on Steam and wishlist Scene Investigators. Show them some love, help promote the game, because I really like the devs. The devs are cool. The devs are cool people. Knocked it out of the park with Paynes Creek. Knocked it out of the park. Hidden gem, that one. It really was a hidden gem. Hopefully this one's going to be less hidden, but still a gem. So guys, enough rambling on from me. Let's crack on. Let's dive into Scene Investigators. Enjoy, guys. Enjoy. Scene Investigators. Scene Investigators is a deductive reasoning game for fans of the true crime genre. Step into recreate crime scenes, observe closely for pieces of evidence, analyze possible motives behind the crimes, and uncover what truly happened. This case is one of a dinner party. 5 friends and acquaintances have gathered for a meal. Someone was murdered. All the clues are in the scene. Can you solve the case? Submit your answers to the computer and see if the case is truly solved. Press any key to continue. So yes, we are going to be using the PC controls because the demo doesn't have controller support. I'm assuming that the main game, the full game, is going to have controller support like Paynes Creek did. I'm assuming it has. It would be nice if it did. Or at the very least, remapping controls would be nice, but that'll come further down the line. It's a minor gripe I have, however, it's just a demo, so I can understand them not going hell for leather and adding in full control support and key mapping and everything and just a demo. It's kind of like, not exactly proof of concept, but, you know, it's to get a feel of the game. Controls don't really matter that much at this point in time. That's my little mini rant. It's not even a mini rant, my little observations over. Let's crack on. I'm getting sidetracked. Let's crack on. Right, so AWSD movement, left shift is run. Okay. Control is crouch, F is flashlight, Q is back, E is examine, escape is cancel, interact right click, zoom left click. Sounds easy enough. Right, questions. These are the questions I have to answer. Observe the scene and answer the questions in their respective text boxes. Press start when you're ready to begin. Question 1. Who sat in chair 5? Who sat in chair 2? Who's Clara's cousin? Who died and who was the killer? Alright, sounds easy enough. Let's crack on, let's have a look. Right, so we're in an apartment. I don't know where the apartment is in relation to everything. Can we open stuff? So this is this address. So Heather Brown, East Brickell Street, Los Angeles, to Clara Gibson. It's got to be Clara Gibson's house. 680 High Noon Drive, Forest Hills, New York, apartment number 1. Right. And can't move it around. Okay. The red sky. We've got a letter at the back. Clara dear, it's been a month since you came to visit me. Remember what we talked about? I think it's time you end things with him. You've endured far too long. You need to move on. Think about it and write me back, Mom. Okay, so Clara's in maybe a toxic relationship. Can't open the windows. We got any books? I'm gonna say no. Let's do a perimeter search. 3 friends there. And that's one of the New York bridges. I don't know which bridge that is though. Can we... Okay. We can turn the TV on, but I don't know why. What are you? Fantasy more. So we've got a restaurant. Is that a restaurant? Valet parking. From Valentine's Day 2003. 8:22 p.m. from 6:49 p.m. to 8:20 p.m. So they're in there a good couple of hours. What, 2 hours? Just over 2 hours? About standard for a meal. $15 though. Right. Ooh. Inaccessible for the demo, okay. The sensitivity on this. Ooh, we've got a bag. And then on the outside, ooh, UC. What's in here? Fancy or more matches, so that's definitely the restaurant that they went to. Someone trying to stop smoking. It's definitely a female. This must be Clara's bag. Definitely a female bag. I want to have a look at the bottom. Pink lilac. Substantial makes pink lilac. Water resistant, leaves no marks and no smears. And can I have a look at that? There's nothing on there. Where's the cap for that? Is that the cap for that? Pink lilac. Actually, that lipstick could help us, actually. That could actually help us, because that's got to be Clara's bag. Which means her lipstick may be on one of the wine glasses. Okay, that's cool. Any messages? Nope. Guest list. Jake, Edwin, Jenny. So we've got Clara, we've got Jake, we've got Edwin, we've got Jenny. So that leaves one person unaccounted for. So there was 5 people at this event. 22nd, Clara's birthday. Doctor appointment on the 13th. Clara leaves for LA. So this isn't... So Clara must be living with someone. Because Clara herself, if she she was living here by herself, then Clara, she wouldn't like write it like that on the diary. Clara leaves for LA, Clara returns from LA. Doctor appointment. So who's the doctor appointment for? And Clara's birthday. Clara's birthday. I know what it means. Sorry, Clara. So we're in 2003. So we are, I don't know what date we're actually on right now. I'm assuming this is a birthday meal. So we've got seat 2. Let's have a check of this table. 2 bottles of wine. Read. Da Vinci 1994 Chianti. Alright. So table 5. He has orange juice. I'm thinking that's orange. It's either orange juice or carrot juice. Meal in the front. So where was thingy one? So who was killed? Person in seat 3 was the one who was murdered. Or was it 4? Was that 4? 2. So 3 and 2 are definitely close to the murder. I'm going to assume it was 3 who was murdered because of the spilled wine. So that's female for sure. Lipstick on the rim. So Clara was killed. Okay. And that was 2. Okay. Right. Sorry. Getting distracted here. What's in the thing? Oh, okay. Pharmacy. What medicine's this? EQS Pharmacy. Address. No, don't need one. Liver warning. Product is benzaclin. Severe liver damage may occur if you take more than 4,000 milligrams of benzaclin in 24 hours. With other drugs containing it, 3 or more alcoholic drinks every day while using this product. Do not take more than 700 milligrams at any given time. Seek medical attention immediately. Stop use and ask doctors if pain gets worse or lasts more than 10 days. New symptoms occur. Internal bleeding occurs. May cause vomiting. May cause internal bleeding. May cause dizziness. 500 ml. So whose was this? There's normally a name attached to it, to a prescription, isn't there? Or is it different in America? Because I'm thinking, like, in the UK, our medicines are actually labelled and they actually have the patient's name on them. You know what I mean? Don't know whether it's different in America. Got anything in here? Nope. What's that? Oh, is that just literally just crows? Alright. Anything in the cupboards? Nope. Anything incriminating in the sink? We have a knife. And what's this? Hi honey, I'm out shopping. Would you mind setting the table please? Remember, my cousin can't drink wine. Serve him orange juice instead. Ed is left-handed. Okay, so her cousin wouldn't have a question. There was a question, who is Clara's cousin? So Clara's cousin was in seat 5. Because that's the one with orange juice. So cousin was left-handed. So that was the cousin. I don't know if the cousin was Ed, because who was left-handed here? Okay, so we've got the... This is gonna bug me, this left-handed thing. Because I'm left-handed and I hold me fork in my left hand and me knife in my right hand. But I don't know whether that's normal for a I don't know whether I'm abnormal for a left-handed person to use it like that, or whether people use it the opposite way around. Do actually people eat with the right hand and cut with the knife when they're right-handed? Because I've never really thought about it before. I generally never really thought about it before. So was Ed Clara's cousin? Because he has orange juice and Ed is left-handed. And the way the table's set, we're missing forks on a couple of places. Fork from the left on the left side. Okay. Wait, what's this? We have a present. We have a birthday card. Henry. I'm gonna name Henry. Happy birthday, Clara. Thank you for your support while I was in AA, Alcoholics Anonymous. Henry is so fortunate to have you. Hope you have a great year, Jake. So... Henry must be the last person, because we know everyone who was attending now. Right, so we have Henry, Clara. Something like that. Clara, Henry, Jake, Edwin, Jenny. So it's either Jake or Edwin who's her cousin. I'm leaning more towards Ed being a cousin. I'm leaning more towards Ed being her cousin. Kind of flashlight. Anything in here? Towel, cereal. Nothing up here. So the question is, Clara's the one who was murdered. Or it could have been Jenny. I'm going to lean more towards Clara. I don't know why. Can we get in any of these? Inaccessible for the demo. Okay. So we are literally everything we need in this room. Right, so what's this? 2003 diary. Do we have a name for it? No. Right. Make reservation. Get the right order. 313. Appointment with Dr. Richardson. Dinner with company members. Clara's birthday. Appointment. Dr. Richardson. So that's got to be Henry's. He mentions Clara's birthday and appointment with Dr. Richardson, which means this. Actually, no, it's not. was going to say it means this is Henry's, but I don't think it is, because this is Dr. Hayes. So is Dr. Hayes a different doctor? Alright. So whose medicine is that? Can we get open any of these other ones? No. Right, so what's this? Whose is this? Wallet. Henry Gibson. Doesn't live here. Unless he just recently moved in and hasn't changed his address. Please, Hinding Drive. Is that... Oh wait, is that actually to this address? 680... I can't remember the address on the letter. 680 High Noon Drive. I'll have to double check that. RYT Hospital Abortion Clinic. Dr. Terry Charleston, Director. 616 E 6th Street, Bronx. Why does he have a abortion clinic number? And Edwin Briggs, Attorney at Law. Law of Edwin Briggs, alright. So he's got an abortion and a lawyer cards in his wallet. Okay, that's not a good sign. Right, so what was the address on this place? Oh, it is. So they do live together. Clara and Henry Gibson. Alright. So I think he is... I think he may be a little bit on the shady side. Mother wants Clara to leave. Okay. Anything on the underneath here? Right. So do we have... Is it that... I don't think it's going to be that obvious. Or is it? Is it going to be that obvious? Blood splatter. Where's the weapon though? Is there a murder weapon? Apparently they're seen there because... Unless you vomited blood. I don't know. Right, so what was the first question? Who sat in chair 5? So chair 5... I'm going to say Ed. I'm going to say Edwin. So who sat in chair 2? That is it. Why is the wine glass on the left side and the wine glass staying where it's been on the right hand side? That's suspicious to me. I don't quite know how that factors in. So I'm gonna say Henry was in 2. Clara was in 3. Or was Ed in... Okay, I'm gonna hazard a guess that I'm the weird one. And Ed was sitting in chair 1. Because that's the only one where the fork is on the right-hand side. And it made a point of Ed being left-handed. And everyone else's fork is on the left side. So I'm going to say Ed is in number 1. So it's either Jake or Jenny in 5. See, that's falling on the left-hand side there. That's on the left. That's on the floor. I'm going to say that's left side. I mean, she would have had it in her hand if she was struggling. She would have had it in her hand and then fell. And hit that one's on the left side. I'm going to say Clara was one who was killed. I'm going to say Clara was the one who was murdered. Clara's cousin. Edwin. Don't know who was in 5. Who sat in chair 2? Which one's chair 2 again? Chair 2's the one that's tipped back. I'm going to get Henry. Turn off that. My cousin can't drink wine, serve him orange juice instead. Right, so that's a separate... Okay, that's a separate point. Ed is left-handed, so Ed was in seat 1. Let's write this down. Let's write this down. Seat 1, S1, Ed. Seat 5 has the orange juice. So that's Clara's cousin. So cousin. And it was a he, which means it was Jake. Jake was in seat 5. Which means either... So Jake... Alright, so Edwin's seat 1, Jake seat 5. Which means... So that's those two done. I'm going to say seat 4 was Jenny. Can't pick up the glass. I can't see if there's any lipstick on there. Because there's 2 females. No glass for that seat. Okay, so I'm going to say that's Clara. That's Henry. That's Jenny. That's Jake. And that's Ed. Which means this is from cousin Jake. Because AA, Jake, cousin, orange juice. Obviously, he wouldn't be drinking wine because he was in Alcoholics Anonymous. See, we're getting there. We're getting there. So I'm gonna say 5 is Jake. Clara's cousin is Jake. chair to Henry. Because I would imagine it has to be Henry because Henry would be sitting next to Clara. Clara's the one who died. Or was it... Okay. I'm struggling now. What if it was Jenny? What if it was Jenny who died? That right there bugs me. Because it was on the right hand side, now it's been moved to the left hand side. Why? Unless whoever set that one had it in there, maybe poisoned, and then moved it across to the other side, so that when Clara wasn't looking, they can swap. You could swap glasses over. Because that's a full glass. Whoever was drinking that glass didn't take any. That's been drunk. Obviously that's orange juice, and that's been fully drunk or spilled. Okay. I may well be overthinking this. Like, entirely. Right? It's probably fairly open and shut. Okay, so who's the lipstick? Whose bag is this? Can I tell whose bag this is? See you. Is that just a brand? Or is it... Alright. We're just going to go for it. We may be wrong. I may end up being wrong, completely wrong here. I think Clara was pregnant. Henry wanted... That's her bag. What's the surname? Sorry. Gibson. I think he... Dinner with company members. Right. I think Clara was pregnant, sitting in seat 3. She either didn't want an abortion, she was pregnant, didn't want an abortion. Henry did want one, which is why he's got the abortion clinic in his wallet, the card, and the lawyer in his card, lawyer card in his wallet, which means he was either filing for a divorce or going to, and obviously brought up an abortion thing, trying to force her into an abortion. She didn't want one, so Henry ended up poisoning her with these drugs in the wine, and then she was deleted. Sounds like a theory. I don't know why you would do it at a dinner, a birthday dinner, other than to make it look like an accident. That's the kind of piece I'm missing. What's the doctor? She had a doctor's appointment, didn't it? Doctor appointment, alright. On the 13th. Doctor appointment on the 13th. Does that match what's in his diary? There. 13th, Dr. Richardson. Now, who was the doctor on the card? Charleston. Okay, so that doesn't add up. Right, we're going to go for it. We're going to go for my first thought. I may be entirely wrong. We're going to think, who died Clara? Who's the killer? Henry. Yes, we'll try it. Submit your answers will end the demo. Are you sure you want to submit? Yes. Jake was in 5. Clara's cousin is Jake. Henry sat in chair 2. Clara died and Henry's killer. Gonna guess. Oh, okay. Thank you for playing Scene Investigates demo build. Grade B. You got 3 out of 5 correct answers. Alright. So, I'm wondering which ones... Am I going to find out which ones were incorrect? I'm actually going to find out which ones are incorrect. Are you going to tell me? Oh, damn it. Now I'm going to have to... I'm going to have to redo it. I need to know who actually did it. Which ones are the 3... Which ones are the questions I'm going to get wrong? Right. So we're back in. We got 2 questions wrong. So if we go with the ones we definitely know, Jake, right, so Jake, and chair 5 was Jake as well, wasn't it? So that's Jake's seat. That's Edwin's seat. Edwin, thinking about it, I don't think Edwin actually made it to the event because his chair still it's still under the table. So that leaves 3 questions left to answer. And I got one of them correct, so I'm going to assume that the victim is Clara. It has to be Clara. So we need to know who sat in chair 2 and who is the killer. Right. I'm going to say Clara. So we've got the 3 answers that we got correct. So we need to work out who sat in chair 2 and who's the killer. Right. We've missed something. We've definitely missed something in here. We missed a connection somewhere. So we need to know who sat in chair 2. This one right here. That's Clara's seat. So it's either... Well, it can't be Henry because I said Henry was in chair... I said Henry was in chair 2 and it was wrong. Which means Henry was in chair 4. And that means Jenny... Jenny is in chair 2. Okay, so if Jenny's in chair 2, what does that mean? Let's go Jenny. So we know where everyone was by a process of elimination. Chair 2 has to be Jenny. Which means this bag is Jenny's. This bag's Jenny's. Because this lipstick, this is the lipstick cap. I can actually think to read it. Oh, hold on, let's just press R. Water resistant, leaves no marks or no smears. Which means if she was drinking from a glass, then she wouldn't leave any marks. She's after stopping smoking. She's got matches from Fantasticimo, a restaurant. So that bag's Jenny's. Oh. I missed this. Michael's Guide to New York Restaurants 2003 list. Fantasy Amour. It's a 5-star restaurant. Mucho dollar. And miscellaneous. I'm assuming that's reservation only. Okay. So that means that is a damn posh restaurant. Does that mean that Clara and Henry went there? When did they go? Valentine's Day. Hold on. Whoa. Hold on. Clara wasn't in town for Valentine's Day. She left on the 11th of February. She came back on the 17th. February 14th, she wasn't even in town. Which means Henry's maybe been a naughty boy. Henry's been a naughty boy. He's been having an affair. Did he have an affair with Jenny? He must have been having an affair with Jenny because he's been to the restaurant and on the 14th. She has matches from that restaurant. Okay. So Jenny and Henry are having an affair. Was Jenny pregnant? I thought maybe Clara was pregnant when I thought it was her bag. Stopping smoking. However, when you pair the fact that Jenny's in seat 2, she's got no smoking, like she's trying to stop smoking, and her wine glass is untouched, that's still full. Who else? Why else would you not be drinking and not trying to stop smoking? Is when you're pregnant. So did Jenny poison Clara? Did Jenny poison Clara? I don't know why. Maybe she wanted Henry and she wanted Clara out of the picture in order to be with Henry and basically have a child together. So she poisoned Clara. And obviously Clara's the one who died. Because this is from Dr. Hayes. So this isn't from the house. This isn't from here, because Henry and Clara's doctor is Richardson. Dr. Richardson. So Dr. Hayes, that medicine must be Jenny's. She poisoned the wine maybe with the refill. No, I don't think a refill would have been from over here. Okay. I can't believe I got that so wrong the first time. I immediately assumed that the bloke was the killer. The husband. Alright. So, Jenny's in seat 2. So, Jenny... I'm going to say Jenny's the killer. It has to be. No way to prove motive, but everything's leaning towards that Jenny was pregnant because of the no nicotine patch, or the nicotine patches, and the lack of drinking wine. Lack of drinking. I can only make an assumption that, or that and the fact that Henry and her were having an affair, because they were both at the restaurant outside of, like, a posh restaurant when Clara was out of town. Jenny. We're going to go with Jenny. Yes? Let's go. Let's go with that. Jenny. 5 out of 5. Please say that's 5 out of 5. 5 out of 5. Yes. Can't believe that. I can't believe I missed some clues the first time. Genuinely. I was like semi off base there. I automatically assumed that the husband killed the wife. Because I thought with the message from the mother, she wanted her to leave him. I'm assuming, I thought it was maybe because he was being abusive. May well be. It might be something completely unthinking. But that threw us off and me angle off a little bit, because I was assuming that he was a bastard. I mean, he was, but, you know, for having an affair. All right, let's talk about it real quick. We got anything else? Nope. I think we're good. We got it in the end. Right, guys. I actually really enjoyed that. I like how I felt compelled once it made me guess and found out I had 2 questions wrong. I like how I felt I had to go back in and re-examine everything and maybe put everything, rethink things. I can't believe I missed the clue in the draw. That was kind of off a little bit. I mean, if I didn't find that, it's just me not being thorough enough. I really enjoyed that. I hope you have enjoyed this one as well. I like the concept. I'm hoping, like, the game itself, I think, is going to be based on this. I think the game itself is going to be good, and based on Payne's Creek as well. I enjoyed the detective work in Payne's Creek. I enjoyed the detective work in this one. This one was a easy enough case, a simple one, like a 1-room case. But imagine that the cases in the full game, they're going to be like multiple rooms, say like a whole house kind of deal. I'm going to guess that's probably going to be a little bit more contained than Payne's Creek, because Payne's Creek you had the whole village. I think with you dealing with crime scenes, it's going to be a little bit more contained, like in a building or like something along those lines. Maybe they could keep on adding cases to it. They may have a set few cases and just they'll be able to add new cases when they want to make them, like as downloadable content or updates. That was cool. I thoroughly enjoyed that. Nice to get a good brain workout. Right, so obviously we're going to leave that here. That's the end of the demo. So let me know if you guessed correctly the first time when I was looking through the information. Would you have come up with the same questions or same reason I did? What was your first thoughts? I'll be interested to know, because I was sure that it was Henry that killed his wife, that killed Clara. Sure of it. And then was proven wrong. Right? Proven spectacularly wrong. So, like I said, hope you have enjoyed this one. Let me know what you thought in the comment section below. If you're new here, feel free to come hang out, come check out some other stuff that we have going on. We would love to have you here. If you're not new here, welcome back. Thank you again for all the support. It is much appreciated. You know I love you all from the bottom of my heart. And you all know what's coming. Please like, share, comment, subscribe, all that jazz. And as always, just see us on the flip side. Bye bye.